continue. Hungary lining up with Emma, Borsody, Eszter, MUHARI, Lili BUKI with Blanka on the bench. But here is Team Korea, LEE Hyein, LIM Taehee and SONG Sera, the individual world champion from 3 days back. They have Yang Seunghye on the bench.
JASZ-BORSODY Emma, MUHARI Eszter, BUKI Lili, NAGY Blanka Virag. Good luck, fencers. Referees, please start the match.
The team huddles ahead of the battle on the piste. What a shot this is. Adds to the drama with the music blaring in the background. Team's not quite sure whether they should go for the huddles. Ready as the music dies. Pretty low-key huddles from the two teams, but they're preparing for the action. Team Korea, world #1 team, will be disappointed with their loss to Italy in the semi-finals. They're going to have to dust themselves off because they're going up against a Hungarian team, 6th in the world, that have taken out the United States of America before losing out to Hungary. Here is the route through to the final. Italy and Estonia coming up a bit later on. The losing semi-finalists, though, go up against each other. Korea versus Hungary. If you're new to EPEE or new to fencing, this is EPEE. It's the easiest weapon to understand. First one to hit, the whole body's target. You've got to hit with the point of your sword. But because there's no right of way, it tends to be a little bit more of a cagey affair, as the teams have done these wonderful pre-match presentations. So we can expect, Jeff Katz, for this to be a little slower than the men's one.
And maybe lower scoring as well. Like we know with the men's foilers, they just go after, you're going to reach the target score of each 5-touch increment. In EPEE, not necessarily the case.
The start so important in these Team EPEE matches. Lili BUKI for the Hungarian. She goes up against the individual world champion, SONG Sera. She looks ready for business. They'll be a little disappointed then fighting for bronze though, won't they, Korea?
They will, and you know something, they're the only team standing from Tbilisi 2025 medalists that's still in. France, the gold medalist, is out. Russia is out, and Korea took bronze. They have a chance to take bronze again. Karam, we as commentators never root for a fencer or a team. We have to be down the line. But I have to say, go online here, that my nickname is Buki.
Thanks.
Just want to let you know that.
Well, it's going to be a tough ask for the Hungarian team. Lili BUKI starting for the Hungarians, going up against this individual world champion who fenced absolutely brilliantly in the individual competition. She's going to start and finish for Team Korea, sitting in Block B, but there will be a big gap between her first and second fights. It seems to be a big gap between the presentation of the athletes and the start of the match, and I'm not entirely sure why at the moment. The scoreboard looks ready to go. The
referee has the remote in her hand, so I'm not sure if there's an issue with that.
This is curious because Korea looks ready to go, but for whatever reason, not starting the match. I suppose in some ways adds more to the drama.
It's a mystery. It's hopefully soon to be solved. It's the lull before the storm.
The only thing we that I'm thinking it could be if they've spotted that the video replay system isn't working. That could be the only reason why they've not started the match. Curious. The direct technique is out of the piece now. Mysterious. We've got absolutely no idea. There is the organising committee, if you like, the competition manager. Behind review. It looks more than a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, really.
Sitting in shot there.
It's sort of weird for the fencers. They got all prepared for this mentally and physically, and then they have to sort of sit tight. You know, maybe it's a wet piece.
There's something on the piece.
There's something on the piece.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Here comes the man with the broom.
Well, you can't afford to have anything on there because these fencers are going 100 miles an hour, changing direction.
Finally ready to get this Women's Team EPEE bronze medal match underway here at the 2026 Fencing World Championships. It is Team Hungary versus Team Korea. The Koreans, world #1s. We're disappointed they're in this bronze medal match, but they're definitely the favourites.
Allez.
So on the right-hand side, SONG Sera, the individual world champion from 3 days ago. A pommeler, she uses a straight French grip, so it means she gets a little bit of extra reach compared to Lili BUKI on the left for Hungary, who uses a pistol grip, which means her hand is tight inside the guard, index finger and thumb on the inside of that guard. It means she has a little bit more control, a little bit more finesse, and she loses out on distance. But Jeff, looking at them, at the size of them, does she really lose out any distance? Because SONG Sera is tiny.
Well, she has some more strength also in that grip. But yes, it's a huge reach advantage, and Song is going to have to try to get inside there with some stutter step footwork, maybe taking the blade. That's what she has done to start it off. And that one-touch lead is so important in EPEE because the fences are able to score double touches. Once you have the look at that, right to the leg.
Yeah, you were saying the lead is...
The lead is so crucial because once you get the lead, now the opponent has to take some risks a little bit, and you're able to get double touches. If you hit, both fencers hit within 1/25th of a second, both lights go on, they both get a touch.
Yeah, well, that's the only weapon. This is the only weapon where both fencers can score a hit at the same time. The other thing we need to be conscious of is a minute without a hit.
If you have a minute without a hit, each fencer gets a P yellow card. The P is for passivity. If it happens the first time, they both get the yellow card. If it happens a second time, fencing with no minute.
At any time in the match?
Any time in the match, you get a P red card, which each fencer gets a point. And then if it ever were to happen a third time in a match, it would be a P black card. If the score is tied, the fencer who's higher seeded coming into the tournament would win. If the score is not tied, the team that's in the lead would be the winner. And there it is, as we said. This started in 2001 in Nice, France at the World Championships when two teams, Estonia and Hungary, the men's foil final, decided they weren't going to fence. They were just trying to keep the score low. And I happened to be on the FIA Rules Commission. They came to us and said, this happened, it can't happen again. And that was the birth of the non-combativity or passivity rule.
Men's EPEE.
Men's EPEE.
Not foil. You said foil.
I meant that. I want to see if you're paying attention.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I listened to. I'm hanging on every word,
Yeah.
Jeff.
Thankfully for me.
Yeah, passivity is a rule that's changed a few times over the last few years, but seems to have settled down until, of course, next season when they're going to change it again.
And the change will be that instead of a minute of no fencing, no, it'll still be an immediate P red card. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, instead of this yellow passivity card. And I think that's a great idea. The International Federation trying to push the fights on, make sure they occur quicker than they did back in those days. SONG Sera just snapping out to another single-point lead. We can't have passivity again now because we've got less than a minute left on the clock in this first period. But as we said, the score, the hit rate in the women's team EPEE is a little slower than it is in the men's foil.
The touches come at a premium. Each one is so important.
Key thing to remember though is the target score remains as it would do. So in the next leg, we will move on to a target score of 10 points, which means that we can see an awful lot of women's EPEE.
Yeah.
2-1 after the first leg. Korean lead, they will feel the better, but a 1-point lead not quite enough to feel comfortable.
Definitely that.
So up next we have Eszter MUHARI for Hungary, and she goes up against LEE Hyein for Korea. Remember, target score of 10 points. Once these two start going at each other straight away, it's unlikely we're going to get to 10. So it's a 3-minute tactical battle we have ahead of us now. LEE Hyein, another pommeler on the Korean side. She's got that straight grip, so her hand can be held a little bit further away from the guard, extending her reach.
And you can move your hand up and down that pommel during the course of the fencing. You can't, however, move it in the course of an attack.
This
is an opportunity here for Hungary because MUHARI had a big year this year. She came in here ranked number 3. She was on the podium 5 times and won the Grand Prix in Doha.
On guard. Red. Ali.
A lot of these encounters you see sometimes both fencers want to keep the score lower. You wonder if MUHARI has come in here with a mindset that this can go all the way to 10 and she's going to try to score touches.
On guard. Red. Ali. Merci. Pas de touche.
Well, that is some true sportsmanship there. MUHARI saying that wasn't a valid touch, even though the referee had given it to her.
And it's tremendous that she did that, and it should always be done, but we know that it's not always the case, so you have to appreciate it when fencers will do that.
It's already time for Hungary to take the battle to Korea.
Red. Ali.
Obviously, as soon as I say that, sort of backs off a little bit.
But that's her style. That's her MUHARI fences. She likes to go get those touches.
Red. Ali.
Look at the different styles between the fences. Some classic on-guard position from LEE Hyein on the right. And a little unorthodox from Eszter MUHARI, the back foot. Quite perpendicular as the sort of textbook of fencing says it should be. She's also crouched forward, very much weighted on her front foot.
Well, we know with fencing, it's not one size fits all. We see all different types of styles.
Ali. Crochet.
And that certainly
Walk.
seems that is the case here. Muhari knows that she can go to 10. It's amazing because we see so many legs where this is it's the opposite of what we're seeing here.
Well, Hungary
On
and
guard.
Estonia
Red, allez.
ranked 6th and 7th. Hungary 7th. Estonia 6th. They've surprised the field today, but they've done it this way. They're getting the lead early in matches and then containing the other team. And Korea are in danger here. They go maybe 1 or 2 more hits down.
Double.
Trying to chase this one. They're also in danger because of passivity.
Yeah,
On guard.
I would say
Red,
the issue of
allez.
having to chase and take risks, that's going to be the bigger problem.
A 6-2 leg for Eszter Muhari. Hungary have put themselves in a very strong position in this, and there's still just a little over 20 seconds to go in this. Muhari still looks like she's searching for another one, and she gets it.
We saw this in the first few seconds. It appeared that this was going to be the case.
She could get to the target score here, and that's of huge benefit to the leading team as well. If you don't quite get up to the target score, it means the other team has more room, not only in terms of time, but more room in terms of the score to get back at you.
Yes.
En garde. Red, allez.
Right now, if I'm Lee, I want to shut it down. No more touches. The damage has been done, and she should keep it at this. But Muhari might have different ideas. Nope.
Brilliant leg from Eszter Muhari of Hungary. She's brought them from 1 point behind to 4 points in the lead going in to the third leg here. This is the women's team up a bronze medal match, and Eszter Muhari has played a blinder.
So we talk about how you want the first third of the bout to go a match to go a certain way, the next third to go a certain way, and it doesn't always go that way because, as Mike Tyson says, everyone has a plan till they get punched in the face, and Korea just got punched in the face by Muhari.
Leg number 3. On comes Emma
On guard.
JASZ-BORSODY on the left-hand side for Hungary, and LIM Taehee for Korea. Will Korea be thinking already about a potential substitution? We will wait and see. And JASZ-BORSODY is saying the lights are shining in her eyes too much, and usually what they do is they bring a little bit of masking tape and put it across the mask.
Yeah, I was down there on the piece and I saw those lights. I said, yeah, they could be a little bit glary and hot. You know what they used to do when they fenced outdoors back in the day? They would have, if fencers would fence 2 out of 3 5-touch bouts, they'd have them switch so the sun wouldn't be in the fencer's eyes the whole time.
I don't remember that, Jeff.
You're too young.
Here comes the tape. This is all about the lights that are shining down on the piste.
Good call on the masking tape.
So we're ready to go. Leg number 3, Hungary
On guard.
leading the world number
Red,
1 team in this
allez.
bronze medal match.
Start by Lim.
On guard. Red, allez.
Oh, a nice lunge, straight lunge right to the shoulder.
All 3 Koreans have come out with the pommel grip, the straight French grip. Give that extra distance, and they're going to need it here.
Coup de blé, touche, 3.
Lim's come out very aggressive here to try to get back into this match, and it can happen very quickly. All it takes is a couple of touches. You know, we talk about how the 4-touch differential. Oh, that's it. But all it takes is 1 or 2 touches. The momentum can switch very quickly. Two straight attacks in the middle by Lim. Quick and straight.
It's making for an entertaining bout, isn't it? Or an entertaining match here because of what Hungary did in that second leg, coming out and chasing down, trying to just really outscore the Koreans and put them, say, 4 points ahead. And now it's forced Korea to take action immediately. You often see in these EPEE matches where one team gets ahead and the other team sort of save it until right at the end. It's good to see this.
Yeah, it's good. It's definitely good to see it. Sorry to bring back baseball, but baseball, some fans like a pitcher's duel where the score is 0-0-1-1. Some people like to see the score 9-8. Same in fencing. Sometimes like to see it where they're going after each other like we're seeing here. Some purists like to see these little close ones, 1-1, 3-3. Quick first two by Lim with all that momentum. That is back to the 4-touch differential.
There's a quiet, calm confidence about Hungarian team, isn't there?
Yeah, because they're always been, EPEE's been one of their, they've been great in EPEE for a long, long time.
Well, that's nice over the top as well.
Big momentum switch here because it had been down to 2. I'm going to change the weapon. The weapon has to depress by 750 grams worth of pressure to complete the electric circuit. And sometimes it doesn't feel quite right, and they want to switch it, same as like a tennis player. The racket might not feel quite right. And sometimes after you make an action and the light doesn't go on, as is the case there, they switch it right away, which is what LIM has done.
Dancers will have a number of weapons in their bag. They try and have them balanced and weighted exactly the same as each other. But you definitely have a favorite weapon, I think.
Oh, everyone has a Betsy, the one that's their favorite, of course.
Well, the problem now is that LIM is trying to search for an opportunity for too long. And because she's in distance, it's giving JASZ-BORSODY the opportunity to pick her off. 2 away from the target score again in this match, and it looks like they've both decided to let the final 20 seconds go here. Not going into the middle. No chance of passivity, but another great leg from Hungary. They're leading now by 6 points as we get through the first third. Well, we're a third of the way through the match, and Hungary, the lowest seeded team, are leading the world #1 team by 6 points, and a third of the way through the match, Jeff, Hungary will be delighted.
One thing I will tell you is this: if Hungary is able to win this bronze medal, we're going to look back at that particular leg by JASZ-BORSODY because the momentum was against her. LIM had gotten it down to 2, and things were looking bleak because they were hitting 2 straight attacks right in the middle, and she was able to do her job.
second fight then for
On guard.
these two. LEE
Red,
Hyein on the right
Ale.
for Korea. Only BUKI left for Hungary.
Territorial advantage here. Let's see if she can cash it in. That's a nice double by BUKI back at the end of her side of the piece there where she couldn't retreat anymore.
On guard. Red, Ale.
Looks as though Korea have gone into that containment mode, doesn't it? They're thinking that they're going to leave this all up to SONG Sera in the final bout. The problem they've got with that is we've already had one passivity call, so a hit has to be scored every 60 seconds. Otherwise, we will see a P red card here, passivity red card. And that's why LEE Hyein has gone for it. She got the call from the box to say you've got 10 seconds left before you're going to get passivity. She launched an attack.
Red,
BUKI
Ale.
has to not go back to her end of the piece so easily. She's got to be a little bit more busy on the defense here and not give up ground so easily.
So still the threat of passivity in this fight because we're starting on about 1:33 on the clock.
LEE has gone for the foot once, and BUKI was able to get the double. There's another feint to the toe. Let's see what she's trying to set up. BUKI saw an opening there, tried to go for it, and LEE was fortunate to get the double there as well.
Red, Ale.
To at least close the gap by 1 point in this fourth leg, and that is enough of a job at this stage in the bronze medal match for Korea. Close it by 1 in the remaining legs, and they will be back on level terms. Hungary 15, Korea 10.
So we have a pivotal leg here for Korea coming up as SONG Sera, the individual champion, is up against Emma JASZ-BORSODY. And this is a big one. That SONG has to try to cut into this 5-touch deficit. And the question is, will she try to cut it by a couple, or is she going to go full throttle the whole way? Let's find out.
On guard. Red, Ale.
Leg number 5. JASZ-BORSODY of Hungary on the left. Individual world champion SONG Sera. Korea on the right. The Korean team are the #1 team in the world. They lost out in the semi-finals. And they're here fighting for bronze, trailing world number 16 by 5 points.
Al.
Whoa. It was the core to
On guard.
avoid getting hit by a riposte. Core is body contact. Boom.
Red, allez. Allez. Touché. Point. En garde. Prêt.
Oh, there's one.
Allez. Double.
JASZ-BORSODY missed her first action there. Was a little bit lucky to get away with the
I
double.
was just going to say she was incredibly
garde.
fortunate because she fleshed from way out of
Red.
from a zip code
Allez.
far away. So she was lucky to get that double. Not lucky on that one. That was well earned. So
One.
very aggressive. It was attack was no or parried, and she continued with the remise. No, and here comes the remise. Right there. It's actually the third attempt.
Contrast in the coaching boxes there for all to see.
En garde.
Korean coach trying to
Red.
keep his cool.
Allez.
This is
Double.
a big job
One.
here by JASZ-BORSODY. If she can get to 20
En
without
garde.
any damage.
Prêt. Allez. Halt. En garde. Prêt. Allez. Allez. Touché. Point.
SONG Sera just closing the gap up by 1 point. That's the job that she needs to do. Perhaps by 2 for Song. They would want her to close it up by. Target score of 25 points in this 5th leg, though. And that means that she's
En garde.
going to have to use
Red.
all of the 1
Allez.
minute 15 seconds left on the clock.
Halt.
JASZ-BORSODY just comes straight
One.
off the line and attacks it.
She's doing a great
garde.
job here.
Mission, line, merci. En garde, prête, allez.
Korea really needs Song to try to cut into this deficit. She's got a minute left, maybe 1, maybe 2 more. There's one.
Halt. Touché. Point.
The reality is the risk she has if she gets very aggressive, she can get hit only once more, but she can score 4. So with nearly a minute to go, she should be trying to get as many as she can. It's only one downside. 1 point.
En garde. Prête, allez. Halt. Touché. Point.
Pressure is switching very quickly here. Just a little advanced lunge to the forearm, the inside
En garde.
forearm. Plenty of time
Red.
to get
Allez.
more for Song.
Tricky leg for the Hungarians. In that second leg, they got themselves pretty close to the target score, but because they are so far away from it, it's given Song the opportunity to use all of these 3 minutes in the 5th leg to close this gap right up.
I said 20, go to 25, you're right. So, A gigantic leg for Song has completely changed the momentum here. Must have hit right on the knee.
On guard. Red.
Gonna close it down now.
Brilliant saving leg for Song Sera from Korea. She has scored 8 hits to 4. And that has put Korea right back in the game.
So we've had 2 of those types of legs in the first 5. One from MUHARI, one from Song. And MUHARI's back up on the piste against LIM.
Leg number 6. This women's team EPEE bronze medal match. Goes to MUHARI left for Hungary. Against LIM Taehee. The Koreans were 5 down going into the last bout, and they've reduced that deficit to just 1 point.
Well, if they're writing down something, that must mean they're entering in a substitution.
On guard. Red. Ale.
I presume that's what that would be.
Well, this is leg number 6 of 9. And, the Koreans have fought their way right back into this one.
So now we have a target score of 30. And let's see if MUHARI is just as aggressive as she was in the first leg. MUHARI had the 7-2 second leg over Lee. And LIM went 3-5 against JASZ-BORSODY. And there's going to be a card here.
Carton rouge. Drop the weapon.
A red card for dropping the weapon intentionally.
Yeah, deliberately dropping a weapon to avoid being hit is a 1 point penalty, and is it quite right too?
It was. Let's just see what happened here. If she did that, she got stuck there.
On guard.
Oh, look at that. That's a point on a penalty to bring Korea level.
Red. Ale.
That's the first time we've seen that, I think, all day. You said, yeah.
Definite intent from MUHARI, as you expected.
Yeah, she's long lunges. Boy, she's really committing herself. You see a lot of the epee fencers are so careful on these. She's just letting it go with these long attacks. Covers a lot of ground. Long legs.
On guard. Red. Ale. Touché. One.
Let's watch MUHARI here on the counterattack. Let's see where she hit.
On guard. Red. Ale. Double. One.
So very often we see a team with a 2-touch lead to sit back
On guard.
and let the other team take risks
Red.
and commit themselves
Ale.
or overcommit themselves. And let's see if MUHARI goes into that mode here. She's been aggressive throughout. again, pressing and pressing, sort of those half lunges, getting the arm out, and finally seeing an opening right there.
Hungary, when you look at the lineup in this match, will need to build this lead up as much as they can before MUHARI returns to the piece. If MUHARI returns to the piece for the third round, it will be the last leg, and she's going up against SONG Sera, who we've already seen can get a head of steam up for Team Korea. So it's really important. Every single point in the lead that Hungary have could be critical to whether they're standing on the podium here in Hong Kong at these World Championships.
And that should be some ninth leg between those two.
Yeah. I mean, if Korea are within 3, you'd fancy Song to take it.
And you wonder at that point, MUHARI is not going to be as aggressive as she has been. The whole tactical game can change as well.
So there's a little bit of a conundrum for Team Korea here. Do they send Lim out to try and close the gap back up? Or do they just contain and leave it all for Song Sera in the 9th leg? I know we seem to be a long way away from that, but these teams will be thinking about those tactics in advance. It's like chess, you're thinking 2 or 3 moves ahead.
Well, MUHARI went to the well one more time, and finally Lim was able to score on the counterattack. Let's see.
It's a nice hit, this as well.
You know something? She did a little beat on MUHARI's preparation on her blade.
On guard. Brent. Allez.
Definitely not containing. MUHARI's only been able to open this lead up by a single point. 20 seconds left on the clock. It looks like she's left this one alone now. (24) plays 22, and I think Korea will be the happier of the two teams with that 6th leg, because they only trail by 2 points. And they move in to the final 3 legs. Hungary do have the lead. The question is it big enough?
And the question is if Hungary is making a substitution, and they have. They've brought in Blanka, Virag, NAGY.
Well, here's the running order so far, with 3 legs remaining. The Hungarians have elected to take JASZ-BORSODY off for this 7th leg and bring on the substitute.
Red. Allez.
Final third of this bronze medal match. NAGY of Hungary on the left going up against LEE Hyein of Korea. The question was answered whether Hungary were going to use their substitute. They have done. Now we wonder whether Korea will bring in their substitute Yang for the next leg. Could be critical in these next 2 legs to the outcome of this match as LEE Hyein launches a flash attack.
Huge opportunity here for Korea against NAGY, the substitute.
On guard. Red. Allez.
NAGY off the bench scores her first touch.
On guard. Red.
To the toe.
On guard. Red. Allez.
Another one by NAGY. So after she got hit sort of easily on that quick flush attack by Lee, she's come back with 2. And there's the other flush attack again by Lee. She's 2 for 2 against Naj with that action.
On guard. Red. Ale.
It's hard to know who's going to be the happier after this one because, well, it's going to be Korea now because they've closed the gap back up to 1 point. But now that Hungary have brought their sub in, is the sub being told to contain and not worry about going after hits?
I would think so. I would think MUHARI is the only one that would be doing that. Lee is 4 for 4 with the same action, that flesh right in the middle to the shoulder. And Naj has to figure this out either by stepping back or being a little busier in defense. Straight attack, the identical action 4 times in a row. You got to figure that out before it becomes 5.
On guard. Red. Ale.
Well, now Korea are going to be on cloud 9 because they've turned a huge deficit into just a minor lead, but 1 or 2 points is enough for Team Korea at this stage.
I think Lee should go as far as she can here because Naj has not been able to figure out how to stop her flush attack, and the way she tried to stop it was forcing her last attack, and Lee was waiting for it. There it is again, 5 for 5 on the same action. 5 of her 6 touches have been on the identical flush attack to the shoulder.
Critically, a 6-2 run for Korea in this 7th leg. They've turned this match around now, and Hungary have got an awful lot of work to do. They've got a decision to make as well in the penultimate leg. Do they try and contain, or do they try and close?
Well, in my opinion, they're going to have to try and contain because your best hope is with MUHARI, and MUHARI is the one fencer who could score the most touches. And you can see that BUKI in her first 2 legs went 1-2 and 2-3. So she's not a touch scoring machine. So I agree with you. It's going to be containment in that leg.
2 more to go in this intriguing Women's Team EPEE bronze medal match. LEE Hyein has gone on a 6-2 run to bring Korea from behind into the lead.
There's the flesh that works so effectively.
Hungarians pulled their substitute in, but Naj got done in leg number 7. It's time for leg number 8. LIM Taehee on for the Koreans. Lily BUKI on for Hungary.
Red. Ale.
Well, they can't both contain here, can they? They can't just both leave this because you can easily have 2 passivity calls in this match, and then it's match over, Korea win.
That's true. So they have to do containment within the thought of also getting a touch here or there. But I don't see BUKI trying to go on a run here.
But this is what I mean. The pressure is on BUKI to make sure there is a hit every 60 seconds. Otherwise, this is game over before we get into the final leg.
This is very true.
And look at LIM Taehee. She's keeping long distance. And pommel grip gives her that extra reach. This is a dangerous leg for Team Hungary.
This is going to go the minute.
Yes, they're going to call passivity here for sure. And that's perfectly fine for Korea. Although LIM Taehee goes in. Now, a yellow card, a red card was given for MUHARI deliberately dropping her weapon. I think LIM Taehee has deliberately thrown herself to the ground here.
You think so?
We're going to find out.
Yeah.
Wait till we see a replay. But she's hurt herself in the process. I'm not suggesting that, that she was hurt beforehand, but she has hurt herself in the process. But I think she's fallen deliberately here.
She did contort herself into a weird position. I don't think it was deliberate for me, but we're sort of waiting for the referees to decide this. You might say we're in limbo.
Very good. I think we agree to disagree there. We're going to look at the video here, and you can see also the referee and the video referee in consultation. I think we're going to see a card.
I mean, it just looked like she got stuck in a weird position. You're right.
Of course I'm right, Jeff.
Period. Qua.
Well, now Buki's looking to the box to find out whether that should be more than a yellow card. And the judge, the Hungarian coach is standing up in the box saying to the referee, hold on a minute, you gave us a red card for a release of a weapon.
That's different. Dropping the weapon is one thing.
No video. On guard. Mask. On guard.
She's asking for a video.
On guard.
She's allowed to ask for a video.
On guard.
But maybe because the referee's already looked at the video and said, I'm going to make my decision based on the video call.
Ale.
It's not like you're going to look at it once and change it the second time. You're right.
So 1-1 in this particular leg. We've had the second passivity call. We've had a yellow card. We've still got 1 minute 45 seconds to go.
And really, and you were right, and I was wrong. Buki has to get a touch here.
You asked
and received. Wow, her back was up against the wall here because if that other minute would go by, they would lose.
Still the threat here of passivity, non-combativity, because we've got 1 minute and 14 on the clock.
Red. Ale.
Buki went for it again with the flesh, and that was a good double by Lim because she got hit the last one on a single.
Just a bit too far away, right?
Yes.
On guard.
So now Hungary is safe. There's not a minute left, so there can be no more passivity in this leg.
Does Buki go containment now?
I think so.
She's not necessarily going to take a risk here, but it looks like Lim is the one that's prepared to let this last 20 seconds go. She's putting herself at risk.
This is body contact, which is core, which is legal. If a fencer provokes body contact to avoid being hit by a riposte, which the referee is looking at right now, let's take a look. Let's take a look. It's parried. Does she run into her? It's a tough one because she was sort of in limbo, no pun intended, and Buki ran into her.
Yeah, where was she going to go in this case?
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one. I would really I'd feel for Lim if they called this on her. Good.
Last thing. On guard. On guard.
Lili BUKI
On guard.
has a second reason to feel hard done by. I'm with you, Jeff.
She
I think she couldn't really do much else. BUKI closed the distance, but didn't stop BUKI from having a little complaint there.
The last person to move is in the wrong. It's the same as a traffic accident. That's why they didn't give it against Lim. Whoa.
The tension's built up in this one. That was an incredible 8th leg. And Lili BUKI upset with a couple of the decisions there. One, I think she's quite right to be upset. We both think that Coral call was actually caused by her.
It was. Yeah.
Well, we go into the 9th leg, and the Hungarians are looking very disappointed, but they've got to put themselves back together. Eszter MUHARI's coming on for them. They're only one behind. She's going up against the individual world champion, Eszter MUHARI, and SONG Sera. But anything can still happen here.
It's on our side of the pond, we call this a barn burner. What do you call it?
On guard.
Yeah, barnstorming finish. So this is for the women's team EPEE World Championship bronze medal. Hungary have done well to get themselves into a medal match, but they are now up against the world #1 team in Korea. And Korea have just doubled their lead.
MUHARI, as is the case, is always on the march, and this time Song was able to pick her off.
On guard.
MUHARI's going to have to keep doing what she does. Full steam ahead. Song was keeping a really excellent distance there, and now it's hard for her to keep excellent distance because she can't retreat any further. So MUHARI has a big territorial advantage.
1 meter back.
That's it. 1 meter back. She's off the piste.
Across the line, technical touch.
So she went off the side of the piste, and she retreat a meter from there, and
On guard.
to see the replay on that.
Well, it's a tough call for Korea now, so Hungary might feel a little better about that. I'm not convinced, like you say. I think we'd want to see a replay to convince ourselves of it. But to be fair, Andrei Kovrynik is one of the best referees in the world. He went and looked at the video and he's given a clear call. Still a 1-point lead for Korea. Make it 2 because at close quarters, SONG Sera is trying to get the Koreans over the line.
Well, Song crowded MUHARI there. MUHARI, of course, longer limbs, longer arms, and she got inside of it there. And now what's going to happen as time starts moving here is MUHARI's going to have to keep pushing. If the score opens up to more than 2, then it could be off to the races, and we could have a lot of touches coming our way.
Lovely reactive hit there from SONG Sera. She's looking really comfortable. And this is what happened a little earlier on. That was the decision. And right, so what's happened is SONG Sera has not moved far enough back from the position she was in. It was very, very tight, but the referee had a good look at it and decided it was going to be a technical touch for going over the back.
Right, they're never going to make that call unless they look at it and see it for sure. MUHARI's going to have to start throwing caution to the wind soon. And Now she's going to have to really start throwing caution to the wind, and the score could start really going up higher very quickly because she's going to have to come touch after touch, whether she gets it or not.
The big thing, though, is that Eszter Mohari is going after it, but she's going after it from one step too far away. She needs to get closer to Song before she launches her action.
Yeah, Song has definitely figured out the distance for that. You can see the dejected body language from Mohari.
Dejected, not just because of the scoreline, but dejected because she's had to replace her favourite weapon.
Well, she's capable of getting touches in bunches. And she's got just over a minute to do just that.
Brent, Ali.
While Mohari is thinking single-mindedly about attacking, it certainly opened up the opportunity for Song to just make a straight flush and get the double there.
And that's what's stopping Mohari from getting too close, because every time she gets within a foot, one step of being able to attack her, Song comes out after her. So Mohari's in the spot of bother here. The Hungarian team have done a great job getting to this bronze medal match. And they were doing a great job. Remember, they were 5 hits up after 4 legs. Slowly but surely, the Koreans have lived up to their #1 billing.
Let's see if Song is a little more busy on defense here. She gave up ground a little bit too easily there. Whoa, what a riposte. Finally, Mohari was able to draw out Song, and she was waiting for it. Here comes Song, parry, and the riposte. That's the first time that she was able to get Song in that type of action and commit herself.
But a second intention then from Eszter Mohari, luring Song to the trap. And then springing the parry riposte. She needs more, and she needs to go faster because there are just 30 seconds left on the clock. Song Sera did a great job of containing her opponent. Request from Eszter Mohari for Cora Core. I think she went round her, to be honest. I don't think she's going to get carded for this, Song Sera.
Didn't look like it at first blush. Remember, Core is legal. You're allowed to, you can't jostle your opponent, but you can provoke Core intentionally and repeatedly. It's not a penalty, it's just a halt. The only time it's a penalty, let's take a look at it here, is to avoid a riposte.
Okay.
She did.
She did go into her with the shoulder.
She did.
I mean,
they might not call it, but
is it enough? Is it enough to be carded? I'm not sure.
If you provoke body contact to avoid being hit, that's enough. That looked pretty close. See another look. Watch Song.
But the thing is, Mohari's not really at the point when they do cross each other. She's not really at the point where she can hit, but it's your turn to be right.
All right, back.
Yellow card for Song Sera. And just 26 seconds left on the clock. Eszter Mohari still has to go after these 2 points, and she hasn't got much time. Mohari's going to have to give some ground.
No one went off the
Yes.
step back. Yes. Thank you. On guard.
They're still too close.
Song, 1 step back.
Referee said distance.
Red. Ali.
That's a beauty.
Beautiful hit. Ducking out of the way of the attack, hitting underneath the wrist. And now the job is even harder. Mohari's going to go after her here. Double is no difference really at this stage. They're too far away from 45 points at the moment. Mohari's perhaps got a little bit more time to set this up. She doesn't need to go chasing down the piece, but she does get one back straight away. And now
It's plenty of time. 20 seconds is 19 is it's an eternity, especially the way MUHARI fences. Let's see if Song tries to surprise her early in the attack and try to nail her in the beginning. She did!
Double. 1. On guard.
Needs second intention to draw that counter attack out for me. She's got one thought in mind here, Eszter MUHARI. She did have the opportunity there to jump in, draw the counter attack and block out. She did a little bit earlier on, but now she's left herself with a big hole to fill.
Because she knows Song's trying for the double here. So if she does what you say, she has a chance to get a single.
But she's giving away too many single lights, and now the Korean box are primed and ready to run out and celebrate a bronze medal at the World Championships.
Double. 1.
12 seconds to go. Korea 3 away from the target score. MUHARI's going to go after her again. And another double.
1. On guard.
What a match this has been. Hungary put the frighteners on Korea, but Korea have come good through the individual world champion Song Sera. She's righted the ship in her second fight, and now she's going to anchor the Koreans to the bronze medal at the World Championships. What a fight back from Team Korea.
Wow, is that exciting. We had some ebbs and flows, we had cores, we had dropping the weapon, we had everything you can ask for. P yellow, P red.
On the line, salute. Salute.
Fencers having to go through the protocol of saluting, and a warm congratulations given there by Eszter MUHARI. I'm sure that it's painful for them, but Hungary have outdone themselves by finishing 4th in the women's team EPEE. Korea are delighted. The world #1 team getting dropped in the semi-finals have fought back to get themselves on the podium here in Hong Kong. Well, JASZ-BORSODY in floods of tears. She'll feel a little bit of responsibility for the Hungarians losing that massive lead, but there's the other side of this emotional coin. Team Korea absolutely elated. Championship bronze medal winners in women's team EPEE. Song Sera closing out in style, Team Korea. What a match, Jeff. What a match.
Great match. The two takeaways I have is the best fencer in each team, MUHARI and Song, did great. But the difference in this match was the third slot for Hungary, which JASZ-BORSODY and NAGY was -6 in their indicator, and that was the difference.
Doing a great job trying to raise their morale. Remember, world #16 Hungary did well to get into the bronze medal match, but here are the winners, Team Korea.
So we're seeing the matches. You were behind at the beginning, but slowly each point you're catching up. So could you tell us your mental state at that time?
I am really happy that we got bronze medal. It wasn't easy, but we trusted you until the end. I think our teamwork made the difference today. I am very proud of our team. Thank you.
오늘 정말 많은 일들이 있었고 3, 4위전까지 쉽지 않았는데 언니들과 후배 덕분에 이 자리까지 그리고 코치 선생님과 모든 도움을 주신 분들께 정말 감사드리고요. Very happy day. Thank you.
So I know Sarah, you just SONG Sera, you just won the world champions, and this will be your second medals. How do you feel now?
개인전에 이어서 단체전까지 저희 팀원들과 메달을 목에 걸을 수 있어서 너무 행복하고요. 또 이제 다 끝났는데 홍콩이 저한테 너무 좋은 기억을 남겨줘서 홍콩 사람들한테 너무 감사하고 또 다시 여행으로 오고 싶을 정도로 네, 홍콩이 너무 좋아졌어요. 또제!
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Team Korea one more time.
감사합니다, Team Korea. The women's team EPEE bronze medalists here in Hong Kong, China.